have known we were going for the hey now. It's been a while.
It has been a while,
Hey
and
now.
it just came over me.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Episode 379.
Woo!
And we are approaching the end of another year.
Yes. I'm so excited to be wrapping this year up.
Are you?
Yeah, I was like we were just looking at the dates for like when New Year's falls and when Christmas falls.
Yeah.
And Ren was like, yeah, it would be like 2019 to put New Year's on a Wednesday. And like,
Ew, is it?
yes,
Oh, yeah.
like on like the worst day.
Yeah, thanks for nothing.
Thanks for nothing 2019, but it's okay because 2020, every single fun day falls on a weekend.
Did you really look it up?
Oh, no, I saw this tweet that was like, oh, it's so funny. It's talking about, let me see if I can pull it up real quick because it's so great. Dates of holidays in 2020 tweet. It's so funny.
Tweet.
Yeah. No, because this was like, it was just so funny to see somebody who's like, they're like, look at all of the awesome stuff that's going to be going on. It's like every single fun holiday falls on like Friday night, Saturday night. You know,
I saw that because I was thinking about how Halloween this past year fell on a Thursday, and I thought, oh, I guess next year it'll be on a Friday. So maybe that was one of the dates.
Yes, it's so
yeah,
great.
we deserve a better year, don't we?
Yes.
Especially you, 2019. Woof, that was
You know,
bruiser.
difficult year, but not really the worst. I think it's almost like a really good year in a way.
Well, you had like high highs and low lows, didn't you?
This is correct. High highs, low lows. Yeah, one of you guys out there in Twitterverse, can you like tag me in that and like put that up so that Twitty Susie can see? Don't know why I said that.
That'll give me something to look forward to.
Yes.
Okay, that sounds
Find
good.
that for us, people. And this is your call to action. But yeah.
Definitely in the spirit this time of year. I'm one of those people that really loves the Christmas season.
Yes.
Some people hate it, but...
Oh, I love it. And now I feel like it's just starting to feel like if we could just get over the fact that it's still like 1,000 degrees in California. But there is a flash flood warning in my neighborhood for later this week. So...
Oh, no.
Yeah, maybe that means there'll be some snowfall or something like that. We can get this, like, you know, Christmas thing.
I have to say that I do find it funny how you guys out here... Like, it's almost like you're in denial. I can't tell you how many signs I've seen that say, like, let it snow. And I'm just thinking, it ain't going to happen.
Ain't happening. Have you? Well, actually, that not true, because I want to say 3 years ago, I'm driving down PCH in Huntington Beach, and there is like 3 feet of snow. No joke. Like, I was like, what the hell is this? And it was sunny when I was driving, and it wasn't snowing at the time, but there was a significant amount of snow on the ground where I was, no joke, thinking that some rich asshole paid to have like the streets of Huntington Beach like somebody blew snow so like his kids could have like a white Christmas or something like that. Like, I was really thinking that was what it was. And then I look at the news and they're like, freak snowstorm hits Huntington Beach. Like the actual beach covered in snow.
I'm
it was the weirdest
about
thing.
This story.
I swear.
I believe you, but like not 3 feet.
Yeah, what I think what it was is like the snow was like on the roads, and then they had to like move it off the roads, so they it built up on the sides of the road, so it looked like it was like 3 feet.
I love how you don't know the verbiage of like a snowplow.
Oh, a snowplow! I have no idea. You're so right.
They built it up on the sides.
Oh, that's so funny! I have no idea. That's like the one time I went to go rent a car, and. Oh my God, I'm going to send you a picture of this so that we can like post this, because this is like the craziest thing you'll ever see. And I swear to God, this is what it looked like. And
stop it.
It's crazy. It was insane. It's like it was a rare hailstorm, and it was in 2015. And okay, so what
I don't know why. Oh, okay. That's at least 3 inches. But still significant for a beach.
Significant, right? Like people were making like snowmen and shit. And no, so like this one time I'm in where was I? Wisconsin, and I rent a car, and I go in the back, like the back of the car, and there's like this thing that like looks like a I don't know, like a metal tool, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And the person who works there goes, oh, that's an ice scraper. And I'm like, an ice scraper for what? And they're like, to scrape the ice off of your window of your car. And I'm like, what? That's something I might have to do.
Yeah, you're sheltered.
I had no experience. Whatever, you guys can't swim in the ocean.
No, for sure, but we admit it.
Well, I just didn't know.
We're not pretending.
I didn't know what things I was...
You didn't know what you didn't know.
Correct. There you go. I didn't know what I didn't know. And yes.
But, I mean, I'm just jealous because I wish I didn't have to ever use a scraper.
Oh, my gosh. I had no idea what that thing was. And then I was just like, ugh, I'm going to have to scrape out my car? I hate the cold.
You know the mythology of, like, the guy that goes out to shovel his driveway and then has a heart attack? Like, these things happen all the time. Do you hear about those over here?
No, we don't. Doesn't happen as much.
Yeah, it's like a thing. Right. Well, what's the equivalent, though? The California version of that. A guy goes for a dip in the ocean and
never
drowns?
comes back?
Yeah.
I don't know. No, we're living pretty long lives over here. Not a lot to, not a lot bringing us down. Oh, you know what? No, I know what the equivalent is when it gets really hot and people die of like heat
stroke.
Yeah, they always say that we're like the elderly are really like
Vulnerable.
It's like yes, all the words today and I know none of them.
Oh God. Okay, let's move on.
That's funny.
But we are feeling festive and Sarah's being hilarious.
Oh my God,
I love that you spelled out God. That's hilarious. Is that your thing now?
No, I don't know. I was just in the mood.
Oh, God, I love it. Okay, I'm going to kick off the show with a story that really made me laugh, and I want to know your opinion on it. This is a real news story about a stepmom in Utah who is fighting a charge that she was walking around her house topless in front of her stepkids. And so they're like, I don't know what maybe it's indecency. I don't know what the charge is, endangering young people. But, okay, so her position is...
Just topless?
Yeah, she claims that she was doing like drywall in her garage and that they didn't want to get their shirts dusty. So her and her husband, the father of the children, took their shirts off to prevent them from getting gross.
Yeah, but see...
And then the kids came in.
Then you're exposing yourself to all of those chemicals. You should be wearing more clothes.
You're just worried about her safety?
Yeah.
Okay, well, she didn't think of that, and she took her shirt off. Yeah. And then the kids saw her, and then the real mom, the bio mom, found out and got real mad and called the police. And then, so she got in trouble for that. And I wondered, do you think she should be in trouble because it was her own home?
Yes.
Or do you think it's inappropriate?
No. And also, it's like the kids walked in on her. And they were like in the garage. I mean, why they're drywalling naked is like a weird thing to begin with. I feel like this is their cover story.
Me too.
Like they really just like get off on power tools. Like, I don't know, literally or figuratively. You pick. And
there's no way you'd take your shirt off to drywall just for...
As somebody who's recently re-drywalled a whole bathroom, you need all the clothes you could... Like, that... And then when you're sanding...
you need extra clothes.
Yeah, you need to be, like, wearing a mask.
Right.
Not exposing your skin to stuff that's, like, really fine. And... You got to like, now, see, the construction person in me is like, well, which stage of the drywall? Was she laying the drywall or was she sanding it? Because she's sanding it and using one of those really fine grit sandpapers, that's making a really fine dust. You do not want to be inhaling that. That is dangerous. You don't want that on your skin.
What if she was completely naked except for one of those masks?
Oh, my God. That's hilarious. And a tool belt.
So you don't think it's inappropriate for a stepmom or a step-parent to walk around in that way?
Well, I think it's like, it's like anything. It's how it's being presented, and like, if we were in Europe, like everybody's topless in Europe, all the beaches. So like, if she went to Europe on a trip, okay, let's change the scenario. She goes on a trip to the French Riviera with her family, and it's her stepkids and her new husband, and they are just like all on the beach, and she takes off her top. Is that a problem? Mm-hmm. Yes?
No, I'm just going along with your
Oh, yeah. I don't
story.
think that's a problem.
I don't think either thing is a problem.
I don't either. I think we just need to, lighten up on the boobies.
I do think it's odd behavior that I wouldn't choose to do.
Right.
But I don't think it's a crime.
No.
And the way she's defending it is by, sexism. Like, he's allowed to be topless, so she should be allowed to be topless.
Well, and it's this thing about, why do we have this big... Yeah, we're all hung up on boobies. And it's
I know. I wish more people were topless.
I agree.
I want to
Who
see
cares?
more tits.
Me too. And then maybe we'd be, desensitized to them. And
yeah, or we could just be like,
deal.
those are some nice tits.
Yes.
Kind of like we are about, nice hands.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Totally the same thing. It is weird that, well, and then yeah.
Well, if you do want to wear a shirt, though, I would recommend wearing one from ModCloth.
Yes. Keep your
Because
boobies
they're
dressed in
adorable.
something nice.
Yeah, cover up those boobs, whether you're drywalling or not, using the lovely stylings of ModCloth. I recently got some beautiful sweaters. I got a cream one that's like eyelet style.
Oh, I love
and
those.
And it is so pretty.
Oh, that's
great
gonna be nice
for
spring.
fall.
Or
yeah, that's the beauty of it is I got a short sleeve one that I'm going to wear in the spring, and then I got the long sleeve one that I can wear now.
Oh.
And it's the same style and everything. It's really cute. But I love that they have inclusive sizing. They have XXS all the way up to 4X. And they have plus-size models. Is that even the word that we use now, plus size? Whatever. All sizes.
Yes.
Size inclusive.
Full-size models?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. And they're affordable, and they're always expanding their options and adding new fashion for you. Lots of velvet stuff for, Christmas parties.
Ooh,
and
yeah.
Really cute. And they have a deal for you guys. Hurry, this offer is only valid for a limited time. To get 15% off your purchase of $100 or more, go to modcloth.com and enter code BRAINCANDY at checkout. That is an offer that's valid for a limited time. To get 15% off your purchase of $100 or more, go to ModCloth, that's modcloth.com, and enter code BRAINCANDY at checkout. Lovely. So I think we're in agreement here. She shouldn't be in trouble for this.
This is clearly the mother, the bio mom.
Yeah.
Looking to.
But I might have the same impulse if I were the bio mom.
Yeah.
If the stepmom was topless in front of my son, I'd be like, oh, yeah.
I need to know how old her kids are, too.
They were I remember them being in the 10 range.
Okay, that's not, if it's a 13-year-old son.
Oh my God, it's like the porn. Everyone loves those step family porn.
It's so weird.
Why are people so into that?
I don't know. I think it's, I don't know. Ask Howard Stern. He's super into it.
Stepmom?
Yeah,
Stepdaughter.
Howard Stern talks about that all the time.
Huh.
Yeah. I don't know which part of it he's into, but doesn't do it for me. I stick to my massage porn, thanks.
Do you think that, cynically, that there's anything that inspired this lady to do that in that department? Do you think that... No, you think it was innocent?
Yeah. I think that they're confused on the proper attire to be wearing when doing any kind of home construction. I think that's their biggest mistake. I think they should have talked to the people at Home Depot about what they needed for this project. Do we need drop cloths? Yes. Do we need shirts? Definitely.
Shirts. Right. I mean, if you hire these people to do it, what do they wear? They wear those jumpsuits, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're not getting naked in your...
I mean, that is what we would have a problem with.
Right. Yeah. I have so many questions now. I need to see the setup. Now I feel like I'm questioning their drywalling skills.
That's the only thing that's
right. I'm
up
worried.
for debate right now.
I'm somebody better check their work.
Okay. I'm glad we got that settled.
That is too funny.
Okay, so the next thing I wanted to talk to you about is, did you read in the New York Times about the guy who was, I don't know why this makes me laugh, Picasso's electrician?
I love that you're going with a theme of home repair. This is really great.
On accident.
I did not
so
hear
true.
about Picasso's electrician.
Okay, well, he shows up with a big box of Picasso's artwork, 217 items at the estate for Picasso. He shows up and he's like, hey, I just want to get these, like, what's the word? Authenticated.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, because they weren't actually signed, which was peculiar. And then it inspired a decade-long fight where Picasso's estate is claiming they're stolen, and he's saying, oh no, Picasso gave them to me when I was like doing lighting or whatever.
Yeah, I believe that.
You think Picasso gave it to him?
Yes, I think a lot of artists do that. Absolutely. And I think it might be like, and as, I mean, I am no Picasso, don't get it twisted, but as somebody who used to do a lot of art, I've got like piles of the stuff that like I thought wasn't good enough to like put on Etsy, and like, you know, or stuff from like, you know, years ago that I did that I just like, you know, can't bring myself to get rid of. But I absolutely would be like, you know, if we did like some, I don't know, brain candy giveaway, I'd throw some in there and it'd be like, no problem. Or like, here, yeah, take it, or whatever, you know, do a trade. If somebody really wanted that stuff, it would be like, no biggie. And it's probably the stuff that he didn't even finish or like didn't like. Plus, I also heard Picasso's kind of a dick.
Yes,
Haven't we heard
say
about
that in
this?
the article. It said that in the artitle.
Yeah,
said they used that. So they found that these people were guilty. They found them guilty of theft. And they got a 2-year suspended sentence, so they didn't actually have to go to jail, but they did have to give up all the artwork. And some of the reasons that they claim show that these are stolen is that what you just said, Picasso's kind of a dick. He doesn't like give stuff away.
Yeah.
And he definitely wouldn't have given them away without signing them. And also, this is what's made me realize this was probably a theft situation. Their story kept changing.
Oh, that's not good.
First, they're like, he gave them to us. Then it was like, oh, his wife gave them to us. Kind of like, oh, wait a minute.
Right.
It was believable if they would have just stuck with the story.
Yeah, but there was, I can't remember, what's her name? I want to say it's something with a D. But Salvador Dali, his wife, or the woman, I guess, who was like his muse that he was with like later, I think her name is Gala or something like that. But when Salvador Dali was like on his deathbed and she had him sign the corners of a bunch of blank canvases.
Yeah.
So I don't put anything. I mean, I feel like
that's a good point.
Got to question everybody who's involved in this, and you know, she was kind of, you know. There was also a rumor that she was a demonic dominatrix. So she was a wild lady.
Wow, she has a real storied history. Well, I don't know. If I had stolen them, though, I wouldn't be inclined to take them to those offices.
Well, when wasn't this recently that he went, or was this a long time?
Yeah. So it was about 10 years ago.
10 years. Okay, so maybe when did Picasso die?
74.
Okay, so maybe they thought like enough time has gone by. Maybe they'll.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. And was this wasn't the original electrician, or was it his family member?
It was the real guy, and he
said
he
must be old.
that he was diagnosed with cancer and wanted to have them authenticated before he died, like to give to his kids, you know.
Well, that seems pretty legit.
I know it does.
That sucks.
Something's fishy, though.
Yeah.
It does suck. I really just. What if he didn't steal them? He must be real sad.
And do they really need? And we got to like let somebody else have some Picassos. You're fine, Picasso estate. You're doing okay.
Given that he was able to steal more than 200 of them, it sounds like they're abundant.
Yeah. I don't know. I have no problem with it. Give them the money.
Yes.
Who cares? Let 'em
Drywall, topless, and steel paintings.
There you
don't
go.
care.
Who cares? Whatevs. Just live your best life, people. Nobody's getting hurt. Really? Well.
You're in a mood. I love it.
I am. I woke up early. I had a great breakfast. Sun shining.
That's so great, Sarah.
I'm in a good mood,
I
I
like
guess.
when you're happy.
Yeah.
I think it's also that you're getting the deep dicking.
Oh, that's definitely it. Yeah. That's definitely it.
If you are getting the deep digging, our favorite company is Omax Health.
Amen.
And not only do they have that delicious and wonderful lube that we love, they also have a product called CryoFreeze.
Suze, it's been saving me.
What have you been using it on?
Well, because Ren and I have been rock climbing a bunch.
Right.
And
Yes.
that is something that I have not done in a long time. And we are both so sore the next day. And so I've been rubbing that. I was telling him, like, can I just bathe in it? Like, just put it on my whole
so
body.
great.
So it'd be like, rub it. And, oh my God, it works. Like,
Yeah.
I come on here and I talk about it, but and usually I'll put it on when I don't need it. This time I really needed it.
And it really
oh
worked.
my gosh, my forearms, instantly. It's so great.
Yeah, it is great. And I told you, I gave it to my mom. I've used it. It's really great to have around. And the best part is it's 100% natural. It's CBD powered. It's a remedy that works like magic within 10 minutes of application, and the relief lasts up to 8 hours. It's really great. And it's better than a lot of those over-the-counter products that you're using. And they wanted to give you guys a deal. Let me find it so I tell you exactly what it is. If you're looking to relieve your muscle and joint pain within 15 minutes and need a natural yet powerful solution that is tested and works, try CryoFreeze Pain Relief Roll-On. It's quick absorbing, scientifically backed formula, provides pain relief instantly. And if pro athletes use it, it's got to be good. Remember, go to omaxhealth.com today and enter our code BRAINCANDY to take advantage of the incredible savings. It's OMAXHealth.com and enter code BRAINCANDY to get 20% off CryoFreeze and site-wide. Don't let muscle soreness continue to be an excuse for not living an active lifestyle. Go to omaxhealth.com and feel relief faster.
Yeah, this is going in the stockings of all of the athletic people in my life.
That's nice.
My
What a great
brothers.
idea.
Yeah, it's like a perfect stocking stuffer. That and poopery.
You're so funny. Now that, yes, we keep talking about poopery. Why doesn't poopery want to work with us?
Yeah. Well, we haven't
Right?
tried. Hey, poopery.
Yeah. If you work for poopery,
Definitely
we would like
call us.
to support your company.
Yes.
Okay. So I thought you'd like this. There was an article in the New York Times yesterday about something we all know, which is dogs are just delightful.
The best.
And I clicked on it because the tweet was talking about how if a dog is raised around sheep, it'll love sheep. If it's raised around chickens, it'll love chickens. And if it's around people, well, you know the rest.
Yes.
And so there are people that study dogs, and we're trying to figure out sort of what it is that makes them so special. And there was a bit of a debate in the dog scholar community where you're picturing dogs as scholars, aren't you, Sarah?
100%. They're all around a table. Yep, they all have those blazers with elbow pads on. Yes.
Right.
Yes, 100%. I love that you knew that's what I was thinking.
Some of the scholars think that dogs have exceptional cognition and, are smarter than other animals. And the one that they interviewed for this article is someone who believes they aren't necessarily smarter. They've just been taught to be very social.
Oh, yes.
So, yeah. So we're kind of interpreting their extreme social behavior as being smarter. And in a way, I kind of thought about how people often think that extroverted people are smarter.
My God. This is so smart, Susie. We can unpack a whole bunch of stuff with this.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's something
Yes.
about extroversion that we mistake for intelligence.
It's that confidence thing in a way of what, who is it? Like JFK who said it's not like, it's however percent what you say, like 10% how you say it, like, and like whatever percentage how you look when you're saying it.
Oh.
There's something, I don't even remember the exact, but like.
Well, he was onto something.
Yeah.
Because apparently this is very good trickery for us as humans. And I thought this was interesting. If a puppy gets just 90 minutes of like human contact a day, but just for 1 week, any time before the dog is 14 weeks old, he'll be socialized to humans. So it just takes 90 minutes a day for 1 week.
What?
So the other 13 weeks, he could be in the woods.
Oh.
And it was contrasting that to wolves, which even they have to be around humans 24 hours a day, every day, the whole time they're puppies in order to be tame in any way.
But you can tame them.
Yeah, like they can be socialized to humans and like not fearful if they have total immersion. Oh. But puppies are just like cool. Right.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
It's like we've bred them for their social, you know,
like we made them
qualities.
Love everything.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense.
Isn't that sweet?
Yep. I think that's
Makes
great.
me love dogs.
Well, and I love that you are, because I remember like a year ago, I would bring you all the dog stories and be like, oh God, another story about why dogs are the best. And now you're like, so let me tell you about why dogs are the best. I love it. Yeah, and I feel like
this happens to me about a lot of things. Like I used to think I hated kids, but then it turns out I just hate their parents.
That's great. So maybe you love dogs, but just don't like their owners.
I don't like their owners.
Let me tell you, Suze, we were on a hike a couple days ago, and we have Bo with us, and we're like walking, on the trail, and Bo's like so happy and so good. And we passed by a woman who's like dressed all like way too fancy to be on like just outdoor hike, and she's just got like all of the she's like looking all dolled up, and she's got these two little Maltese that she's walking with. And one of them, wasn't even that close to Bo. Like, the woman didn't do anything to, like, pull the dogs away. And, she wasn't giving me any sign that there was going to be a problem. One of the dogs straight up attacks Bo and bites her.
Oh, no.
Like, and I had to, and thank God Bo didn't, like, freak out. Because Bo is she will throw down. Like, she's like.
Really?
Oh, my gosh. Bo is like. Her street dog comes out. There was a time when my brother, it was like when I first got Bo, my brother was watching her, and I get a call from my brother or just a text or something that was like, dude, your dog is like, you're always going to, yes, your dog will keep you safe. Like this is your dog that will protect you, because holy crap. So like he was hanging out with some friends, and there was like another dog there that was like a younger puppy that was a poodle, and then another dog came in, a pit bull, that was kind of getting a little aggressive with the poodle, and Bo jumps in the middle and just like, I guess the pit bull like went to go like lunge at Bo, and Bo took the dog down. Like Lucas was like, I couldn't believe it that Bo went from like 0 to 60 and was like, knew something was wrong and was like jumped in and protected this other dog. And the pit bull was like terrified. Like, oh my God, I'm sorry. Whatever you say,
really?
Lady. And it just made me feel like, oh, if anything, like Bo, she will protect me, but she's the sweetest, would never do anything if she didn't need to. But I know that I got my
she's like the Mr. Miyagi of
totally
dogs.
She knows that she has it, but she won't use it unless she needs to. It's the best kind.
Well, when this happened though, how did it play out?
The dog attacking Bo?
Yeah, like on the hike?
Yeah, okay. And what I was most upset about is that, okay, so the dog, there are like two of her little dogs on the leash. One of them gets all aggressive and like, and I'm trying to pull Bo away, and then the dog like turns around and snaps at Bo and gets her, like, it didn't break the skin or anything, but bites her on the side. And like Bo was like super chill, and she just kept wagging her tail the whole time. And then the thing that like really made me like, oh, what the fuck, is this lady. She like pulled her dog away and then was just like, don't do that. No. And was talking to her like that. Like she was just doing that to kind of like appease us, Right. And I'm like, I'm just going to keep walking. This is just ridiculous. But Ren and I were both like, what? That's not how she didn't do anything to like stop her dogs. She should have said like, oh, they're aggressive, or pulled her dog to the side of the trail. Like, she was being an irresponsible dog owner. And we were just having a conversation the other day about how those, like, I see those dogs and their owners out, and it's the owners that I have a problem with, not the dogs, because the owners aren't doing what they're supposed to. And then they always like to bring those dogs everywhere with them, even places they're not supposed to. And they're the last kind of dogs that should be out in those places. Yeah. Because they like didn't get socialized with other dogs because they were around people all the time, and now they're weird with dogs.
Yeah, that's a real problem. People in LA bring their dogs everywhere and they like sit with them at brunch and stuff, and it's super cute when they're well behaved. Right. But a lot of times there's a scene.
Yep, and I hate it. And there's a little like breakfast spot or like a outdoor patio place that I like to go to, and they have they allow dogs in the patio, but they give you this laminated sheet of rules.
No, what's on there?
And they have, oh my God, I'm trying to remember them because we were laughing about it so much the other day. Even on the hike, we're like, she didn't follow the 3 Bs because the sheet has 3 Bs. It's no barking, biting, or begging.
We're begging.
Yeah, I think begging is the last one. We were always like, what's the third one? But yeah, on the list, it's like, here are the rules. You can't use our blankets on your dogs. You can't feed your dogs out off the table. You can't, use utensils and everything with the dogs. Blah, blah, blah.
Utensils?
Yeah, like people are like feeding their dogs with utensils, I guess.
Gross.
Yeah, so they have to and thank goodness they do, because these are all the things that people in Orange County do with their dogs. And so I'm like, I want to just everywhere be like, here you go. Here, are you following the 3 Bs? Are you following the 3 Bs?
Yeah, people are the problem, not the pooches.
And they don't do anything. And then and here comes my dog, the best, most well-behaved ever. And now she can't go on the patio because some other dog didn't follow the 3 rules of Bs, the 3 Bs.
Well, I got a 4th B for you, and that is Brooklinen.
Yes.
You need Brooklinen sheets, and they are celebrating the season with their days of gifting. They have daily promotions on different items, which is so fun. And it's time to give you or your loved one a special cozy thing for their bed, or towels that make a great gift.
Or to wear. They have loungewear now, too.
They have loungewear, yes, and it's ultra soft, which is really all I ask from loungewear.
Yeah.
And the thing that I love about their sheets is that they have really cute patterns and colors, and you can do a bunch of different mix and match scenarios with them. Mm-hmm. And there's not that luxury markup. So you get high quality, but without the markup. If you like softness and comfort and essentials to help you relax, who doesn't? Brooklinen has it all. Right now, Brooklinen.com is having their days of gifting, where each day they have promotions on a different surprise item. Brooklinen is so confident in their products that all their sheets, comforters, and towels come with a lifetime warranty. And the only way to get access to Brooklinen's Days of Gifting event and free shipping is to go to brooklinen.com. That's BROOKLINEN.com. And if you're just hearing about this and it's after the holidays, you can still use the promo code BRAIN at brooklinen.com for 10% off and free shipping anytime. Brooklinen, everything you need to live your most comfortable life.
I just want one person to get, or like a bunch of people, to just try those linen bed sheets. And I hope one of those are on the deals that they have, because you will never go back.
Sarah won't quit talking about them.
I can't. It's my favorite. They are my favorite ever, 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 ever. I should get another set in a different color, like a holiday color.
Yeah, you deserve it. Gift yourself.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I watched a documentary that you have to watch. It is so good.
Yeah, tell me.
It's called Generation Wealth. It's on Netflix, and it was made by a photographer and documentarian named Lauren Greenfield. And she has been taking pictures for various outlets for years and years and years. So she has all these images, and she was going through them and sort of doing a retrospective of her career, and was noticing some themes, which she's from LA, and she started covering very early age, like the decadence of Hollywood. And you know how you always talk about kids would get a Mercedes for their 16th birthday or something. Yeah, it's gross.
Generation wealth. I get it. Yes.
Yeah. And the film is so good because it puts into context how we got where we are in terms of materialism and superficiality, and this sort of chasing of the wind that we all do, trying to look younger and more beautiful and stylish and rich. And it was really intense, and it made me think so much about our culture and my own life. And I wish I could describe it, but they covered people like porn stars, the extreme multi-millionaire businessmen, women that put their career above, maybe starting a family. They interviewed all different kinds of people. And I mean, the takeaway, of course, thankfully, is number one, you're chasing the wind. You're never going to have enough. You're never going to be pretty enough, young enough, rich enough.
Because you're comparing yourself to others, and that never, ever ends well.
Yeah, it's a false paradigm,
Correct.
right? And like, it's all lies. Everyone's lying.
Oh, God.
And basically everyone in the film learns what really matters because of something.
Yes.
And it's powerful.
I love this.
Because we're all tricked. You know, we all have those moments when we're scrolling and we think, I want that. Mm-hmm. And just how that never ends.
Right. So
you're never going to be done.
I sometimes will ask clients or, I've had these conversations with, just friends before of like, tell me about your happiest memory. Tell me about the thing that makes you feel so good inside. And when you look back, you're like, oh, that's so fun. None of them have to do with materialism. Mm-hmm. Nothing. Every single answer I've ever heard was about human connection and people and what really, really, really mattered. Nobody was like, oh my God, it was that time where I got my Mercedes, or it was the time where I, had this much money in the bank. Never. Yeah. So why are we putting so much energy into that rather than, the things that really matter? And I think, once you get to that place, hopefully they realize
the people in the movies sure do. And when you're done watching it, you will.
Oh, I love that.
One thing that I thought was interesting, I really like when they provide context for how things happen historically.
Yeah.
And it was describing how, 50 years ago, people would look at their neighbors and you'd covet maybe the person that seemed to have a little more. Maybe they're getting a new pool, or maybe they got a new car or something. Mm-hmm. But it was kept mostly within your neighborhood. And then people stopped really knowing who their neighbors were and started knowing who the Kardashians were.
Yes.
And when you compare yourself to the Kardashians, it's a lot more intense, and you have a lot less, and you feel a lot less of a person, really.
This is so true.
And it's not just money, it's the plastic surgery and the beauty and all of that.
I'll tell you, I didn't go on Pinterest for a really long time. I was busy, in grad school doing work and looking at other things online. And, then there was a time, a weekend or week or whatever, where I was just like, oh my God, I'm in Pinterest fashion, a Pinterest fashion hole. And as I crawled out of that hole, I was like, I need a pair of Gucci sneakers. I need them so bad. It was because I had seen them on everything. I had seen all these outfits with them.
Yeah.
I had never been like, oh my God, I need those before, until I saw all the photos from, Milan Fashion Week and everything.
Yeah.
And they're all wearing them. And I'm like, oh my God, I gotta get those. And it was that. It was like, they have not brought that much happiness to my life. They're great shoes, but,
Well, right. It's almost like you have to reframe your own brain and think, you can like nice stuff and enjoy getting gifts or saving up for something, but it's not going to change your life.
And you sure as hell, and if it hurts your life, and I think that's also the problem, is that we look at these material things and we think, when I worked for Gucci, and there were people who came in who would want to buy a Gucci belt, and they would try to put on one credit card and it would get declined, and they'd break it up across 3 credit cards. And I'd be like,
wow,
maybe you shouldn't get the belt. And you should because, for
that's
a million
sad.
reasons. Yeah.
But I get why people do, because as all that happened, the sort of systemic things that create inequality within wealth were exacerbated, and then all people could do, they weren't ever going to have that social and income mobility that maybe their parents did. Mm-hmm. So instead of aiming for that, they just think, if I just get this belt, I can present as wealthy even if I'm not.
And it's all a trick. It's all a trick. There's this picture out there that's of Bill Gates and somebody else in that computer world from I don't know, however long ago. And it says something like $360 million between them and not one Gucci belt in sight. And it's like, yeah. And so I was having a conversation the other day about how people in Silicon Valley, it's almost like gone in the other, they've even taken things like with technology in the other direction. So like all the schools in Silicon Valley don't use smart boards. They all use like chalkboards or whiteboards, and like all the kids there just have flip phones. No, like because they've realized like, oh, actually, it's better to have the simplified version, and like the way we had it was right all along. And like we like acquire and we like, you know, I don't know, think that we're heading in the right direction, and then we reach those like, oh yeah, this is like the new future. Look at how everything is like technologically advanced and da-da-da. And then we're like, oh wait, this is affecting how kids learn. And this is like taking away from the things that helped them learn even more. Scratch that. Let's go back to the original. And maybe we kind of need to do that with like a lot of stuff.
Yeah, like a reset.
A reset. Absolutely.
Well, one thing that will make you happy is if your breasts feel great in their bra. Yes. I know that for sure. I hate bras. And the only bra that I will wear now is my Third Love bra. That is a true story. They use data points generated from millions of women through their Fit Finder quiz, which you can take. And so they designed the bras with the breast size and shape in mind, so you get that perfect fit and premium feel. It just is comfortable, and that's really all that matters.
Right.
They have more than 80 sizes, including the signature half cups. They have a perfect fit promise, so you can wear it for 60 days. If you don't like it, you can return it, and they'll donate it to a woman in need. The straps don't slip, and they have tagless labels, no itching.
And Third Love beautiful.
They're beautiful. They really are. And they know that there's a perfect bra for everyone. So right now they're offering our listeners 15% off their first order. Go to thirdlove.com/brain now to find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your first purchase. That's thirdlove.com/brain for 15% off today.
Lovely.
Well, the movie reminded me also of a book that I just read by my friend Joel Stein. And I have loved Joel for
like Joel Stein, like obviously writer, but like funny guy, like comedian.
Yeah,
right? I love him.
Well, yeah, he's a humor writer, and he used to write for Time Magazine. And I subscribed to Time Magazine when I was 16, and I did it because I love Joel Stein because he's so funny and clever. And he writes about stuff that's important, but he makes it, accessible. And he wrote a book called In Defense of Elitism. And the subtitle is Why I'm Better Than You and You Are Better Than Someone Who Didn't Buy This Book. But it's a great book because he is, as the title suggests, defending elites. So in his world, elites are not people that have tons of money. They're people that are, influential and the thinkers and the experts of the world. And he does such an awesome job. Number one, I laughed the entire time I read it, like out loud. Adam was like, "What are you reading?" It's hilarious. But it's also so insightful. He talks about this concept that he calls the boat elite, which is like Donald Trump, basically. People that get a boat and they think it's like makes them elite. They think money makes you elite. Yeah. But he's saying true elites care more about ideas than they do about money. And that we should get back to that, because now this populist idea of like, oh, anyone can be president, and like we need to get rid of the experts and go with your gut, and your doctor says vaccinate, but should you really? These people that trust their gut over science.
Right.
And
yeah, the earth is flat. Look, I can see it.
Right. Like I know better. And it is so helpful to read that and then to have watched this Generation Wealth, because you start to see the ways that culturally people are putting all their energy into like looking a certain way or generating wealth, or at least appearing to generate wealth, instead of learning and experiencing and stealing Picasso's artwork or whatever, and I'm just so inspired by having seen that movie and read that book. So I know you guys think I'm constantly saying you should read this book, but you really should. It's really good. Not just because he's my friend.
Is this just all about like capitalism and material, like
yeah,
it is really
consumer culture.
Consumer culture, no joke, and we're just stuck in it.
Well, and so when you mentioned that thing about Bill Gates and everything, which is such a good point, but it does bother me a bit that this is worse for women. Women can't show up in a hoodie and be a CEO.
Oh,
that's
are
not
so.
happening.
Or could you imagine if a woman wore the exact same, like how what's his name did?
Zuckerberg.
And the guy from Apple, Steve Jobs. How he's got like the signature turtleneck or whatever.
Well, right.
And they would be like, "Why is she wearing the same thing all the time?"
Well, remember that girl from what the heck's her name? Elizabeth Holmes, the Thanos or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
She was like a pretend billionaire person who convinced everyone she had the cure for like blood. What the fuck is it called? Where you donate you have your blood tested, and she said she could do it with like one drop. Do you know about this?
No. What is this?
Oh my God. Elizabeth Holmes, they made a documentary about it. She claimed that she was revolutionizing blood testing and that she would be able to do it with like 2 drops, determine whatever you had. And it was all a lie. And she got billions of dollars in funding and investor funding. And now she might go to jail because it was all false.
Oh my gosh.
But she wore the black turtleneck and she was trying to create that same vibe of like, I'm a genius and I only wear black turtlenecks.
Yeah.
But anyway, women cannot get away with that same like, oh, I don't think about what clothes I'm going to wear. I'm just going to show up in like this hideous hoodie.
Yeah,
and
it wouldn't work.
You're going to no, it wouldn't work. So that part bothers me because there's way more pressure on us to look a certain way and all that stuff. But
all of that, even the messages, like I've been thinking so much about that episode where we talked about the lattes and how it's like, oh, just buy less lattes, and how even in becoming more like me being in charge of my finances now, me being the one run because it's just me, like it's definitely changed kind of like how I think about money like that. And there was a time where so I bought a bunch of stuff at Target, and then I'm like, oh my God, I think I spent too much money this month. And I'm like, oh, maybe I can return some things. And then all of a sudden I was like, wait a sec. For the amount of energy that you'd spend on like, taking something back or whatever, why don't you just make more money? Why don't you just like, I had to switch it in my mind. Like, no, it's not about spending less. It's about how can I make more money? And the same amount of energy.
That's what you feel?
Yeah, like I had to switch my mind into, because I'm in this place of like, I don't know. It was just like a weird kind of like aha moment I had where I was like, well, for this, I wonder if I could put the same amount of energy into like getting 3 new clients that would pay me this much, increase my revenue this much each month, so I wouldn't have to worry about returning a $30 shirt or whatever, and how my mind was just in this place of like, oh no, you need to like not.
I don't deserve it.
Yes, exactly. Okay. And I was just like, oh no, let me change my thinking and make it into a let me make more money kind of mindset.
I think the trouble comes when people believe they deserve crazy stuff and just never-ending consumerism. Like this, and I'll get another $30 shirt and another $30 shirt, and then it'll fill this hole in my heart.
Well, right.
That's the danger.
Absolutely.
And that is what I see a lot of where, this sounds so weird, but when you see like people writing under pictures all the time, like, I love your outfit, like, where did you get it? I love that everyone loves compliments. It's so nice when people like your outfit, but I almost feel bad like that to contribute to that and to be a part of people feeling like their outfit isn't enough. You know what I'm saying?
It is a hard
social media shenanigan.
Did you hear that that Instagram is proposing removing the likes?
Yes, I'm so happy.
Yeah, I kind of am too.
I love it. I love how upset the influencers are.
Right. I'm like, who cares?
It's so great. And you can just post whatever.
Yeah.
And not worry about it.
It's really nice. I don't know how it's going to change things, but maybe make more, and then sometimes I almost feel like I have to, like, I don't know, like I have to like things, or I'm like, oh, I haven't talked to this friend in a while. I know I'll like a bunch of their photos. Like somehow that like makes up for me talking to them for a bit. It's like silly.
Right. Well, I think that we all have to kind of figure out what works for us with regards to social media, because it's not going anywhere and it is useful and oftentimes does have joyful components, but you just have to deal with all the bullshit that comes with it and realize this isn't an accurate portrayal of anyone's life.
Right.
And it certainly isn't representative of the range of emotions and pain they may have.
Speaking of what, you know what I wanted to talk to you about? What's the name of the Susan Sarandon's daughter, who we always like?
Oh, yeah.
Getting a divorce.
Eva. No,
they've been separated for a while, and she's pregnant with her third child.
Oh, that's sad.
And she's like, "Don't worry." And she's like, "Don't worry, we're all fine. Like we've we're friends and it's amicable, and we've arranged things like blah 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 blah." But it was like, I remember that post and like being shocked, because it's like there's another one where it looked like everything's perfect and everything, like you don't see the behind the scenes. You don't see anything on there.
Sarah, you're hitting on so many things for me, because I just read this article about this. She was a Mormon mommy blogger, but she wasn't like super Mormon. She was just like, people knew she was. And she had that same thing happen, and her marriage fell apart, and she had to really reckon with, how do you monetize your life? And keep in mind, we do this. Yeah. This is what a podcast is, and that's what all the posts are as well. So your life is commodified, but then shit happens.
Correct.
And then what? Right? And some of them choose to continue, and they just keep the monetization going and just, go in a new direction. Mm-hmm. And then this Mormon lady, she was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, this isn't real.
Right. I wish there were companies that for the same way that, these brands are like, we want, to whatever it is, fucking Yoplait. I don't know. It'll be like the whole family at the breakfast table, and like, look at how like Yoplait is mornings with the family, or blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Aren't there a lot of companies that cater to people who are getting divorced and recently whatever? Couldn't it be like, hey, Joybird or whatever, like, need to get a new apartment, moving out? Like, here, like, I feel like you could, like, there's a whole world of people who, like, companies don't want to do that. But they're kind of like, because they're like, in a way, the company is kind of also keeping up the facade and everything, but in doing so, missing this huge market of people who are just dealing with regular life shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that sometimes it isn't even, sometimes it's the companies, and then other times it's just the person being like, I can't.
Doesn't want it.
Yeah, I don't want to make lemonade out of these lemons.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, no, I like that about your approach. And it was because you're more real, like you're fine sharing when things don't go right.
Yeah. But I think that I'm fine sharing when things don't go right, because that vulnerability has strengthened human connection with everybody else I meet out in the world, because they're like, I feel like when I run into people who are, brain candy brainiacs or fans of the challenge, like it's always it's so
weird,
wonderful.
Though, because the things, people often will be like, well, what should I do now to get it back in the news? I mean, celebrities do this all the time. I'll have another baby. I even know, blind item, I even know an influencer who had an abortion and pretended it was a miscarriage.
Oh my God, I know about this.
Online. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then everyone was like, oh my God, I've been there. I know what that feels like. And they just exploited their abortion.
That's really gross.
Exploited the sort of miscarriage movement where people are trying to talk more about that.
Yeah.
How gross is that?
That's really gross. Well, how do you even sleep at night with that? I feel the same about like these, I don't know, like celebrity couples who are totally fake couples.
Can you give an example?
Like, like a million. who was the most recent one? Selena Gomez and somebody. Then, like...
How do you know they're fake?
Because they're set up by they like last a couple weeks and they break up. And it's always been both of them have an album coming out. Like Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise, people say that was a contract marriage.
Yeah.
I believe that.
I'm certain that it happens.
Yes, it does all the time.
Mm-hmm. But we all participate in it. That's
Correct.
the thing.
Yep. The same way we follow all those influencers and everything like that.
We're not putting up with it anymore, you guys.
Just follow the Brain Candy podcast. That's it. That's all you need. You'll get everything you need. We will not make you feel. We will not. We. And you know what? Back to the shoes. My favorite shoes are my $29.99 pair that I got from TJ Maxx. So.
No way.
Doesn't matter.
Your
how much
all-time favorite shoes.
Well, right now, yeah, I love them. They're like my go-to right now.
That's adorable.
$29. I love them.
How much are the Gucci ones?
Ugh, I don't even want to.
Tell me.
I didn't buy them. They were a gift.
Just tell me how much
I think they're
they are.
like $650, $700. I know. I did not buy them, so.
No. Listen.
I would have never.
You don't have to say that.
Right.
I just am shocked that that's how much they are.
I know.
That's
it's absolutely insane. It's insane. It's ridiculous.
Well, they're adorable.
Well, thanks. They have not brought me any more happiness than my $29 ones.
Really?
For sure. And I feel like, oh my God, I
good to
can't do anything. Like I'm like too careful and like in them, Can't relax.
Yeah, and I'm all for you making that person spend money on you. So I support that. But anyway, okay, leave us a 5-star review, and we shall see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
This podcast is brought to you by Wave Podcast Network. Check out all of our shows, including the Brain Candy Podcast, I Don't Get It, Coffee Convos, and Let's Talk About It.